Welcome to the new Cyber Frontier, bringing you the latest news on the local Colorado economy and initiatives that focus on the development of cybersecurity economics. You don't have to be a computer or cybersecurity expert to get plugged in. Your host, Chris Gorog, brings it straightforward, asks the tough questions, and brings the cyber world to a level of understanding for everyone. Chris is personable and opens up with our guests on the issues we all would like to see addressed. You can find us on the web at www.newcyberfrontier.com. Now join our host as he introduces the topic for today's New Cyber Frontier.
So welcome to today's episode of New Cyber Frontier. Before we get started and introduce today's guest, there's an event I wanted to bring to everybody's attention here in Colorado Springs if you're in the local area, the Cyber Synergy at CTU. This event is hosted by Colorado Technical University in partnership with New Cyber Frontier on October 18th, 2017. That's Wednesday, October 18th, 2017. You won't want to miss it. It is free to the public. Look forward to seeing you there and hope you enjoy today's show as well. So welcome to today's episode of New Cyber Frontier. On today for this special Colorado update, we have Jen Furda, who is the Chief Operations Officer for the National Cybersecurity Center and also the lead for the National Cybersecurity Center Cyber Symposium happening November 1 through 3 this year, 2017. Jen, welcome today.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate being on.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate having you on and would love to understand what is going on with this Cyber Symposium. We have been running spots for it. There's a nice website that has several major speakers and just a great list of participants and what's going on and topics. But give us an understanding of what you have planned and what you have in store.
Absolutely. We are super excited about it. Like you said, it's coming up November 1, 2, and 3. And we have it's kind of broken out in different sections. So we kick off Wednesday night with an absolute, Rockstar. We're bringing in General David Petraeus, who is kind of, he is really truly a cybersecurity guru. He is going to be having it's like a fireside chat, but it's going to be a very casual conversation with our governor, Governor Hickenlooper, and General Petraeus are going to be discussing topics about where the future of cyber is, where the future of cybersecurity is, and these are going to be pretty heady topics, like kind of one of them being, is the U.S. prepared for a cyber 9/11? Are we prepared that if all of our cyber goes down, this is going to kind of push us back to the industrial age? And are we prepared for that as a people? So as a country. So that's going to be a really huge kickoff to this conference. Also happening on that first night, we have Vance Brown, who is our new interim CEO here at the NCC. He's really going to talk about kind of where we've come from, where we're going from an NCC perspective. And then we also have a gentleman by the name of Jim O'Connor. He is the CEO of Chicago's 1871, which is a huge incubator in Chicago, extremely successful, and he's really going to be talking about how do we, as a state and a nation and a city, how do we create vibrant ecosystems for innovation and cybersecurity? So we're kind of kicking that off, and then we're going to wrap up Wednesday night with kind of a pretty bold statement and a bold challenge. We really want Colorado Springs and the state of Colorado to become one of the most blockchain educated communities in the world. And I know when I say blockchain, that's such a big word, and people I think kind of know, they've heard it, they don't know exactly what it is, they know they need to know about it. And that's what we're going to try and do. So there's a lot going on Wednesday night. So that kind of kicks off the conference. Then we go into, and people are more than welcome to come just to Wednesday night or Thursday night dinner, or they can even come just to the conference. That's on Thursday. So we kind of have it broken down in chunks. We move right into Thursday, and we have we're calling it our Cyber Rockstar panel, with Governor Hickenlooper is going to kick us off, and it's going to be moderated by our very own Chris Franz, who's here in town. Then we have the Governor of Connecticut, Daniel Malloy, is on the panel. We have the CIO from the state of Kentucky, Dr. Chuck Grindle, is going to be on this panel. And then we have Ron Ross, who, if you don't know who Ron Ross is, he is with NIST, the National Institute of Science and Technology, and he is essentially the founding father of kind of this cybersecurity compliance. It's kind of, it's the NIST. Anybody who's doing DoD and aerospace, they all know what this whole NIST 800-171 is. And essentially, if you as a business are doing business with the government and you have to be compliant, this kind of whole 800-171-171, if you are not compliant with this, you don't get to do business with the government. So what that means, even if you are servicing larger companies, say like the Lockheeds and the Northrop Grummons of the world, if you're still not compliant, you can't do business with them. So, I mean, it's this huge effect. So Ron Ross is going to be here in Colorado Springs, where I'm sure a ton of companies, if they have specific questions, he's going to be here to be able to talk to him. So he is not only on the panel that morning, on Thursday morning, he will also be one of our featured speakers later on Thursday.
Okay, let me take a break here real quick, Jen, for our sponsors. We'll be right back to talk more through what's happening with the Cyber Symposium. We'll be right back.
Over 3 million data breaches happen every single day. That's over 2,000 records being compromised every minute. So often, we focus on securing web data access. But what if the attackers are already inside, having gained direct access to your storage through data management software? When it comes to communications that go directly into your storage devices, make SNIA your first line of protection. SNIA's conformance testing limits outdated communications that are known to be used by attackers. It works continuously behind the background to make sure your storage is protected. To find out if your data is truly secure, visit our website at www.snia.org/cybertest. Cyber Resilience Institute helps build strong cyber communities designed to prevent members from attack. Like building a neighborhood watch, it takes coordination and a sharing community to protect our identities and valuables in the virtual world. Typically, we hear that organizations know they need to do something to protect their cyber assets, but don't know where to begin. Let Cyber Resilience Institute help your community create an action plan. Cyber Resilience Institute will build your community or business marketplace so that it is designed to support a collective cyber defense. Contact them for more information at cyberresilienceinstitute.org.
So welcome back. We're talking to Jen Furda, the Chief Operations Officer for the National Cybersecurity Center. And Jen, you were going through kind of a day-by-day what's happening with the Cyber Symposium. I think we were talking about the second day, Thursday, and just got done kind of with the opening. So go ahead and continue on with what you see for the rest of that day.
Sure. We're bringing in Dale Drew from Level 3. He's a super rock star. He's going to be talking about current cyber risks and, becoming cyber secure as, companies. And, again, this conference is really geared towards, probably about 50% of the conference is geared towards, government, elected officials, appointed officials, senior staff, and, and government. And then the other half of it is really geared towards business owners, business executives, and we do not see those as two separate audiences. We're really trying to bring people, business and government, together And a major reason from a government standpoint is, here's the deal. At the end of the day, they're the ones that are making the policy and the laws, and they've got to understand cyber. If they're going to make policy and, regulation and legislation around cybersecurity, they've got to understand it. And business needs to be at the table with those discussions. So that's kind of what's going on. So we have Dale Drew. Then we have a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Steenland, who's coming in from Texas, and he is the CEO of, I want to get the name right, Zyston, Zyston. And then he is going to be kind of hamming and egging it with Kate Beatty, who is here in town again with the Center for Creative Leadership. And really what they're going to be talking about is cybersecurity and the human element. As we all know, cybersecurity is not a computer problem. It is a human problem, and it's humans that are behind anything, whether it's your company and the vulnerabilities that you have going into it, or any aspect of that. But really, we're going to be looking at the human element of cybersecurity and how do we manage ourselves and work with others to address the complexity of cybersecurity. So that's going to be an awesome session. We want to do some interactive sessions. We're really focused on adult learning, and we want people to really walk away with truly understanding what is cybersecurity, why do they need it, how do they become cybersecure, and then quite frankly, kind of the future of cybersecurity. We have a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Ho, who's with William Blair. He's really going to kind of give us a true landscape of cybersecurity. Mark Weatherford, who is here in Colorado Springs, he's going to be talking about the cloud, the Internet of Things, critical infrastructure, and then not forgetting cyber. I mean, cyber is in everything that we do. So, we really want to have these conversations. This whole conference is not necessarily geared toward the CIOs or the CISOs of the world. We would love it if the CISOs are in the room. We want their CEO to be right next to them, because at the end of the day, it's the CEO who's controlling the budget, and we want the CEO to understand kind of what's going on in cyber and cybersecurity. So when the CISO comes to them and says, hey, we need X, Y, and Z from a cybersecurity standpoint, the CEO now gets it. So the conference is, again, geared towards business industry, business owners. We love it if the CISOs are in the room, but it's not necessarily geared toward them. Then we're really excited. The afternoon of Thursday, we are really going to dive into blockchain. And we have Bhavan Suri, who's also with William Blair. He is going to be talking about blockchain technology, the new frontiers in cybersecurity. Then we have a blockchain panel. You, sir, are one of our panelists and one of our subject matter experts on that because of what you're doing with blockchain. We also have representatives from IBM. They are working on blockchain technologies in food distribution. We have Frank Ricotta from Burst IQ. And really, this blockchain panel, the two big aspects that we want to bring to the table is, one, what the heck is blockchain? And two, what are its applications? And I don't know if you want to say anything about it, since you are one of our subject matter experts on that panel.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that what I look at in blockchain is really the future of exactly what you said a couple minutes ago, the people aspect of cyber. What blockchain enables us to do is bring the physical and virtual together, the people with the virtual transactions that happen in the virtual world. So that connection is something you're going to hear a lot, at least from me and probably from some of the others on that panel.
Absolutely. One of the things, what's fascinating about it is that there's so many industries that can use blockchain technology. And what's happening with the food distribution is, there's a farmer in California, and there's some lettuce that gets tainted because there's cows nearby and whatever. Well, when the lettuce gets tainted, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, we have to pull all the lettuce off the shelves because we don't know exactly which farm it came from or which row it came from. Using blockchain technology, you can find that out. So instead of us having to pull every single piece of lettuce off the shelves, you can say, oh, no, we only have to pull off the lettuce that came from this farm and this row on this date. I mean, there's so much that we can use this technology for. And I mean, as you and I have kind of had a discussion, I mean, they're using it in, medical marijuana. And I mean, in education, there's so many different aspects of blockchain technology. So that's going to be a big panel on that Thursday afternoon. And then we go in to really kind of what are the new cyber technologies that are out there? What exists out there? We're bringing in Suma Nalapati she's on the governor's staff, and she will be kind of discussing with us from kind of a little bit of a government lens, but cybersecurity and policy making and where we're at. Then, again, we're bringing Ron Ross back from NIST, and he's talking about pushing computers to the edge, the implications on security and privacy for the nation in the age of Internet of Things. And we all know, I mean, just this morning I was watching the news again, and they're saying from the whole Equifax, not only did people get their Social Security numbers and their addresses and this, that, and the other, they're also 10 million Americans, their driver's license numbers have been exposed. So, I mean, there's so many implications, and we all know it, and I don't want it to be this woe's me. The day that we are fearful of our future and we're fearful of what technology is bringing is the day that we're all going to stop growing. So it's not that it's this giant gloom and doom.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to build the case. Hey, here's why you need cybersecurity. Here's how you get it. But then we also want to build the case for what are the next steps? Because here's the deal. To be cyber secure, you and I know this, the only way to be cyber secure to grab your computer, throw it out the window, and then toss your phone after it.
Go back to the Stone Age. And I totally agree with Jen, what you're saying, and I'm totally on board with what I see changes in the NCC lately too, where you're looking at becoming more of a innovation and fostering startups, an entrepreneurial spirit, community building, and that's what I see in the new CEO, Vance Brown. But that is something that I think really drives people's attention more so than that traditional, cyber's about hacking, getting hacked, negative. That emotional state of the negativity causes people not to retain the information that they gain.
Right.
They go on thinking, well, what can I possibly do, instead of, is cybersecurity always just everybody telling me no?
Exactly, and that is not, and I hope that your listeners, they aren't getting that. Again, it's not a gloom and doom. It's yeah, here it is. Here's the reality, folks. Okay, but now what do we do with it? And you're absolutely right. So the NCC, we are going through a little bit of a transition phase, and part of that transition is we are bringing, kind of this accelerator, exponential impact to the table, where we're focusing on cyber technologies, cyber jobs, the human potential in cyber. So, we're going to be kind of talking about that at the conference. We also have, I'm super excited. The one that I'm most excited to see is Menny Barzilay. He's our speaker on Thursday night, and he's from Israel, and he is a cyber strategist, and he is an absolute phenomenal speaker. And he's really talking about kind of IoT, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. How does it all work together? And again, how do we make this work together for our future? Because, again, the day that we're nervous about our future is the day that everybody kind of starts slowing down, and we don't want that. Our future is bright. We have an amazing future. We got to figure out how does cybersecurity work in that future as well.
Yeah, and I always say that we're at the beginning of a new industry with explosive growth, but so often we hear that we're at the end of the world, that everything's falling apart. But no, it's just a new evolving industry that will be amazing in the future.
100%. And here's the deal. It just means that we're going to be having to train our workforce a little differently. This is new. It's exciting. It's fascinating. And and we gotta grab that and really push forward and be excited about what the future is going to bring, and be excited about what the heck, people out there going, blockchain, what the heck is that? Come to the symposium and find out, because again, we are laying down a challenge from a standpoint of we want to become one of the most blockchain technology educated communities in the world. So come to the symposium. Obviously you can tell we're super excited about it. It's coming up here in a couple of weeks, and we really, really hope that we get a lot of good support from not only Colorado companies, but really, quite frankly, Colorado Springs, El Paso County, NCC. We're headquartered here, so we're really hoping people kind of come out and support us from our own hometown.
Yeah, you're getting me excited too. So,
good.
But the excitement here, we can hear it, we can feel it, and it's the same thing happening in town here right now. From being on the ground here, the organizations, the meetings that I'm involved with as well. It is. We are looking at this growth, and I know you're having a big announcement with some of the partners here, the incubators, the startups, and anything you can kind of pre-release about that, or is?
No. Well, we're doing some kind of cool stuff with blockchain and cyber currency, or cryptocurrency, sorry. But that's one of those things we want you to come to the symposium and find out.
All right, so we'll leave it at that. So come and check it out. Anything else? Any call to actions you need, Jen? Any support you need from the community?
Well, yes, we're really encouraging people. If you could only do one aspect of the symposium, I would say come Wednesday night to General Petraeus and Governor Hickenlooper. If you want to have, be educated and have just a really good speaker and a keynote presentation, come Thursday night to Menny. If you can come to the symposium, we want you to come to the symposium. Any information people need on this or further information, they can go to Cyber Symposium.org, and all the information, pricing is right on there. The entire conference is $1,500. However, that includes 2 nights stay at the Broadmoor, plus the dinner on Wednesday night, plus the dinner on Thursday night, and the conference, all day Thursday afternoon lunch, and the blockchain, technology panel, and then the breakfast on Friday morning. So when you really look at everything that you're getting, that $1,500 price tag is not that much.
And the Broadmoor, if you haven't been there, is an amazing 5-star hotel here right at the foot of Pikes Peak. Beautiful environment, beautiful scenery. You will spend that if you come here on a vacation for 3 days. So it's definitely a deal there, Jen.
1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%. You're hitting that on the head, and Broadmoor's been an incredible supporter and partner of the NCC. But you're hitting that one on the head. I mean, $1,500 for 2 nights stay, 2 dinners, breakfast, 2 breakfasts, lunch, and the symposium. Again, the price tag is right.
Yeah, exactly. And stay for the weekend if you can. Get out in the mountains. It is a beautiful time of year here.
Absolutely, yeah. The leaves are changing. Yeah, yes, exactly. It's going to be a great time of year to come. Would love to, have a lot of your listeners come and support and learn. Mm-hmm. Learn not only kind of what's going on, but the future of cybersecurity and how do we as humans fit into it.
Yes, and I think that's something that I hear that is different in this effort than almost anywhere I've seen. We are focused on what is the future, the economics, the development, the how we're going to make a return on investment, how we're going to make businesses, make new startups around cybersecurity, which is what my show here is all about, and that's why I love it.
Absolutely. And Chris, thank you so much. You've been a huge supporter, and I mean, obviously you're one of our subject matter experts on the panel, and you've really been out there beating the drum about cyber and cybersecurity and blockchain for a long time. So we appreciate how big your brain is too.
Well, thank you, Jen, and we hope to carry that on and make a real difference, both in the local community and in the world. But thanks for joining today. Anything in closing you wanted to put out real quick?
No, just please come to the symposium. Any questions you have, go to cybersymposium.org or give us a call. 719-255-5225 is our main line here at the NCC, and we'd love to see you at the symposium.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining today, Jen. And look forward to working with you here in the future.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Bye. The views or opinions expressed by me during this podcast are my own and are not those of my employer, Colorado Technical University.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode of New Cyber Frontier. Remember to get involved. Often we think that someone else will handle privacy and security in the virtual world, but you are the only one truly in command of your virtual fate. Join our mailing list so we can keep you informed of breaking news and new releases. If you have an idea, if you have a question that you would like to hear answered, or if you want to get involved with our efforts, reach out to us at newcyberfrontier.com. We also encourage you to visit our sponsors' links, as they are the ones that really make this show possible. I want to thank each of you for supporting the show, and we look forward to seeing you back for the next episode of New Cyber Frontier.